What's up, everybody? Starting something new called Setback Saturday, and I post a lot of positive stuff. I post a lot of stories of great things that we're doing here in the hockey community, or things from the past, or retweeting cool stories. I don't know what's going on with my hair right now, but anyway, what I wanted to do is also include something that I think is really important, and that's talking about setbacks, because every single person goes through them. And I think a lot of times when we're on social media or when we're watching TV or whatever it is, we look at these people and we think, these people that seem really successful, and we think, wow, that I want to be like that. And everything comes so easy for them and they have the best life and it's awesome. Well, you're not seeing all of that behind the scenes. You're not seeing all the setbacks that they have to go through to get to where they are, to get to that level of success, to achieve the goals that they've set for themselves. So every Saturday, I want to start talking about some of those setbacks. And I think one of the most, obviously, what's going on right now with coronavirus, and we'll talk about it in a lot of different context to make it relevant, but in the hockey world, everything's getting canceled. USA Hockey, districts, nationals, some rinks are closing down. The NHL is on a pause. There's a lot going on, and on the flip side, there's a lot of non-hockey events that are getting shut down. I was supposed to do a triathlon tomorrow morning. That got shut down. We were supposed to bring the Black Hockey History Mobile Tour to Arizona tomorrow. That's no longer coming. I'm sure there are a ton of other people being affected by events that they've sold sponsorships for, that they have employees working, that they have a bunch of people who have paid for tickets. If you're running an event that has food that's been purchased, that's now going to go to waste. There are so many things and people being affected right now that's going to cause a huge setback. We're seeing it in the economy. We're seeing it in a lot of different ways in the sports world. We're seeing, fortunately, a lot of different ownership groups and players stepping up to support the setback for part-time employees that work in arenas who are now not getting paid. But there's a lot of setbacks going on in the world with this coronavirus. In Italy, they're literally quarantined to their homes. So I think one of the big things, though, with this that I want to talk about is I truly believe that this is something like everything. It will pass eventually, and I think in the meantime we can't get so caught up in the negative, in the setback. I think right now this is a time that we should really be viewing this as an opportunity for a lot of people who are running events. Yes, you may lose some money in the short term. Absolutely, I understand that. But I think there's also an opportunity to look at this as a great time. Everybody who runs events, for the most part, there's always that moment where you're like, wow, okay, we executed. It was awesome. But if we had just had one more month to plan, we would have been able to take it from here to here. Do that. Use this time as an opportunity to get better, as an opportunity to plan more, to get the right people involved. And then when you execute your event, possibly at a loss, because again, food has gone to waste. Maybe people don't want to come after you've already refunded their ticket. But by elevating it, by using this time effectively to really ramp things up so they can be the best they can possibly be, it's a great way for you to build that brand, for you to, when you do actually host that event, whether it be in a month, 2 months, 3 months, the people that stand by you, the people that come and watch that event, they're going to be blown away. And then the next year, instead of growing just linearly and having, a couple more people come to your event the following year, that word of mouth based on how you responded to the craziness of this time, by hosting an incredible event, it's going to be exponential. You're going to have a ton of people who really believe in your brand, who want to check you out because they heard of all the amazing things that you did in spite of this pandemic and everything that's going on. Same thing for the hockey players or athletes out there. Don't get me wrong. I am devastated for every single youth athlete, collegiate athlete, even professional athlete who right now, especially in the hockey world and basketball and some of these other sports that this is your season, This is the worst time that this could happen. It's playoff time. This is what you play your entire season for. This is what you train your entire summer for, are for these moments, and everybody feels a little bit robbed. But the reality is that you have no idea what's coming down the pipeline. And what I mean by that is, there's petitions out right now for USA Hockey to reschedule nationals instead of just canceling it. I won't comment on that as far as my opinions are concerned because I'm a part of USA Hockey, but I think it's really important to recognize that what if that goes through? If you're a player, what if that ends up going through? And now all of a sudden, in a month and a half, you need to be ready to compete. Are you going to spend this month and a half just feeling sorry for yourself, sitting on the couch, not doing anything related to your sport? Or are you going to dive in and say, you know what, if that moment comes, I'm going to be ready? And I think that's really important. Think about whatever setback you're facing right now during this time of this crazy coronavirus scare in the country and in the world. What are you going to do? What are you going to use this time for to make sure that you're better when this thing passes? And that make sure that you're able to not only overcome this setback, but elevate yourself because of this setback. Everybody talks about it. We've heard all the stories. The most successful people often refer back to their failures as their pivotal moment. For me, it was when I was a freshman and a sophomore in college. I was all over the place. My best friend had passed away. I didn't even think I wanted to continue playing hockey and was in a pretty deep depression, had a huge setback during those 2 years, and yet found a way to pull myself out of it. And I always look back at that time as being what was the game changer for me, was looking back and saying, you know what, I faced this crazy, difficult time in life, but I then made the decision that I was going to pull myself out of it. And yes, I had a lot of support, and that's wonderful, but at the end of the day, you have to make the decision for how you're going to overcome a setback. So take all of this in stride. It will not last forever. Of course, do everything you can to make sure you're staying safe, make sure your family's staying safe, do what you need to do. But I think there are a lot of opportunities for everybody to use their time wisely and to try to make everything that they were planning to do now that much better when the time comes for them. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Saturday. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, great. Leave a comment, DM me. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So have an awesome weekend, guys.